Hey guys, back again with another review. This time it's of Kindergarten Cop from 1990, directed by Ivan Reitman, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Penelope Ann Miller, Pamela Reed, Linda Hunt, Richard Tyson, Carol Baker, Kathy Moriarty, Joseph Cousins, Christian Cousins. So basically in this film we meet Detective John Kimball, who's a no-nonsense policeman. He's after Cullen Crisp, who's this big villain. He's got a mother who's a bit of a baddie as well. His mother actually is a lot more worse than Cullen is because of the way she is with him. And when you see the movie, or if you have seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. So Cullen is looking for his boy because they've left him 5 years ago, and he wants his son back. He wants to get his son back because he's obsessed with it. And he's like, that's my boy and all this. So he meets a guy called Danny at the beginning, who he finds out some information out of and kills, but doesn't realise there's a witness called Cindy, who John Kimball finds and he arrests her basically, and she won't testify. So John goes after her to get her to testify and all this. So she witnesses it and she says it's him, and the court ends up throwing it out and so forth because Cindy's gone. Cindy ends up having an overdose thanks to Cullen's mum, Eleanor, who to me is the real villain of the movie. So Detective Kimball meets Detective O'Hara, who's a bit of a funny character, and he ends up working with her. She's going to be a substitute teacher in Oregon at this school where they think that Cullen might go because apparently his child could be there. So O'Hara gets ill, and Kimball ends up taking over and ends up being a substitute teacher. Now he hasn't got teaching experience like O'Hara has, so he's going in there with no knowledge whatsoever, and it's a kindergarten as well. So he goes in there and you can see it's driving him crazy because he just got no idea what to do with kids. And doesn't really like kids that much. You get that impression from a scene on a plane. Over time, he ends up kind of building this relationship with the kids, and it goes from him having trouble to them having a lot of fun together. And it's a real touching movie because there's a lot of antics with the kids, a lot of fun, a lot of, innocent fun. Not bad, not horrible, just fun. He ends up building a relationship with a teacher called Joyce. And they end up just giving each other the eye every now and again and getting closer. And throughout the movie, he's asking the kids about their dads. Like, where's their dads? And it turns out that Augusta is the single parent capital of America. Great, if you're trying to find out who's not got a father. There's all these things like there's this side story about a man beating his son and wife, about what it's like to be a sad child on his own, and it's quite nice because there's a lot of real subjects in there as well as fun ones. Throughout the movie, you meet these different kids and they're all great. Lowell, the twins, Dominic, they're all great, and you really, really enjoy them and you're like, who's this kid? And you find out at the end, and it's really good. I really enjoyed the ending. I really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed the performances. You can see Arnold Schwarzenegger really had a lot of fun on this movie. And I felt like he had some sort of chemistry with Penelope Ann Miller on the screen because it was nice. Pamela Reed was great as O'Hara, and I really do think with Richard Tyson as Cullen Crisp Jr., the villain, I felt like they could have done a little bit more with his character. But for a PG-13 film, I guess they did enough. If they'd done a little bit more, it probably would have been, a higher rating. The real villain of this movie, in my view, has to be Eleanor Crisp. It's played by Carol Baker. But most people will know from Galileo movies in Italy or Spain. She was in a lot more movies than that, but that's what I know her mostly from. So I really enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed the end. I enjoyed the whole story. I thought the ending was great. When you say what happens, you'll see what I mean. I just enjoyed the whole story. The acting was great, the cinematography was fun, and it was like one of those movies where you think it's going to be bad because the way you look at it, but it's not. It's one of those early 90s movies which is great, and it brings a smile to your face. You just can't help but like John Kimball because he mellows out. There is a little thing in there about how he's got a son called Alex who would be 13, and we never get to see him, but you can see that there's some real pain there for John, and you can see that these kids are kind of helping him through that. his relationship going with him really helps him through that. And it's just so nice of a movie. It's one of those movies you watch as a kid and you laugh because of what the kids say. You enjoy it as an adult because you enjoy the story. There's a lot to it. I highly recommend giving Kindergarten Cop a watch because it's a great movie and it's definitely a fun watch. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a lovely day and take care.